All right, Shalom. First off, we want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors and salutations to you brothers that's preaching this word in sincerity and truth. All right, we pretty much just wanted to bring out this article that you see posted here on the screen. All right, and yeah, just filter it through the scriptures like usual. All right, because this is all prophecy. Okay. So this on RussiaToday.com, it says, New American Civil War. Some people think it's already begun. It says, from celebrities calling on citizens to take to the streets, to members of Congress calling for the public harassment of White House officials, the mob justice at restaurants, two mob justice at restaurants. Is the U.S. heading toward a new kind of civil war? Well, some people think the seeds of a new civil war has already been sown. In a recent article, University of Tennessee law professor Glenn Harlan Reynolds argued in a USA Today column that this new war is indeed well underway. Reynolds was echoing similar comments from political scientist Thomas Schuyler, who wrote in a recent Bloomberg column that America is at the beginning of a soft civil war. And author Tom Ricks, who agreed that the country seems to be lurching in that direction. Much of the recent disquiet have been spurred on by the Trump administration's zero-tolerance immigration policies and the decision to separate children from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border. But things have been bubbling up since Trump took office 18 months ago. All right. And they pretty much have a list of different things. So this is number one. God is on our side. Representative Maxine Waters caused a huge stir last week when she encouraged critics of the White House's immigration policies to go out and harass members of the Trump administration in public. Waters made an impassioned call for citizens to ensure there would be no sleep, no peace for White House officials. If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. You push back on them, tell them they're not welcome anymore anywhere, she said. But her comments were so extreme and incendiary that it prompted a former Secret Service agent to call them dangerous and warn they go beyond breaking the norms of civil discourse, and criticized her for endorsing mob rule to satisfy a political goal. Not long after Walters' comments, White House press Secretary Sarah Sanders was asked to leave a restaurant in Virginia because she works for the Trump administration. Okay. Number two, it says surround their homes and schools in protest. Celebrities are getting in on the action too, encouraging Americans to take to the streets in the millions to protest the Trump administration. Last week, comments by actor Peter Fonda put the Secret Service on alert when he suggested that Trump's 12-year-old son Barron should be taken from his mother Melania, however you say that bitch name, and put in a cage with pedophiles, and that citizens should surround the schools of administration officials' children in response to the child separation policy. Somewhat less dramatically, other Hollywood figures have called for protests and change. Actor John Cusack accused the Trump administration of fascism and torturing children, while magician Serge Tankian wrote on Instagram that the U.S. is in a state of utter regression and that it is time for a peaceful revolution. Number three, it says Confederate monuments controversy. The fierce debate over the removal of Confederate monuments and symbols across the U.S. epitomizes the current political and social divide in competing interpretations of American history, with one side believing the monuments revere figures who fought to maintain slavery, while the other side believes they honor great patriots. You see, so pretty much everybody's looking at the hypocrisy and really the shame of America. All right, I'm gonna hop into that scripture real fast, man. Okay, what you was gonna ask something?
Because now when it's going into the statues and stuff, that's basically basically throwing it in your face about all the hell that our people went through. Because you know how niggas, they don't want to go see slavery movies and this and that because it reminds them of what we went through in the past and it makes them mad. But the same thing is with the statues that you see out here. Esau just throws it in your face still. You don't want to go watch the movie, but you see the monuments that Esau put up out there, letting it be known that he conquered their people.
Yep.
And that still makes Jake offended because what? You're reminded that you're a slave, man.
Yeah, because those monuments are remembrances to remind you to remember. You know, so pretty much Esau throwing it in you Jake's faces that he's conquered you. You know, and he commemorates it. You know,
and he tried to justify himself with the monuments by saying like the white people said, so-called white people said in the article that it's a symbol of great patriotism and this and that. Well, symbol of great patriotism basically is going back to oppressing our people.
Yep.
That's what a real patriot is about. Is about our people being at the bottom, man. About oppressing our people.
Yep. Let me real fast. Let me grab that precept. Then I'm gonna hop back in the article. And with that immigration, what you doing? What what Esau is doing to those Issacharites and Zebulites? Okay, you know the Northerners the Northern immigrants that they're separating. Okay, they're separating from their family, throwing them in detention centers. You know, torturing them, raping them. All right, and everybody's seeing that. Hey man, it's causing an uproar. All these things are just culminating to what we're reading about civil unrest in Babylon.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me grab this one, Habakkuk. You know, this one. Let me just hop straight. Yep. It says, this is Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory.
Yeah, they filled with shame now. And they it used to be glory for them to have the statues up. How long has those statues been up? But now it's getting to the point where people really making a big deal about it. It hasn't been really put out there like that, where people really want these statues to be taken down. And in a lot of states, they're being taken down. But it hasn't happened before. It's happening now. Because now's the time where that racial tension is higher than ever, man.
Yep. Well, hey, it tells you at the beginning of Habakkuk, the second chapter, which we're in. Hey man, the vision is for a appointed time. This is the time for the prophecies to come in fruition. This is the apostle Tahar deemed this the year of prophecy, and a lot of prophecies are happening, man, this year. You know. Yep. And one key prophecy is what? The race wars and civil war. All right. It says, woe unto him that, Slakia, verse 16, Habakkuk 2:16, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Yeah, now it's shameful spewing on Esau's glory, everything that he used to glorify in. Glorifying, like they said, Esau is all about being a so-called patriot.
Yeah.
All about repping the American flag. Now, when you go into the history of it, then it's shameful spewing on everything that Esau glories in.
Yep.
Because he don't want to talk about the so-called negative parts of it. He only wants to speak on the positive part, so-called.
Yep.
But then you have to bring up the negative because that's a part of American history. Since you want to be such a patriot and this and that, you can go. Jake like to go to the nitty gritty. Let's go to the root of the issue. How was the country built up, and what have you done throughout the time span of America's existence, man? Nothing but oppression for our people, man. But Esau don't want to hear that. That's why he gets mad. That's why he gets up and walk out the UN councils. Whenever Jake have meetings or you're debating Esau, you bring up his wickedness. He can't deal with it. You gotta just get up and move, man.
Yep. And then with this whole immigration and deporting Jake, all right. You forgot how you established this land. You stole this land. You Edomite stole everything that you have. And you got some nerve to call a person illegal or immigrant or alien when you're the illegal, the immigrant, the alien, the rapist, the thief, the nigga. Okay, you're Edomite. Okay, let me hop back into this article. This is number 3. It says Confederate monuments controversy. The fierce debate over the removal of the Confederate monuments and symbols across the U.S. epitomizes the current political and social divide and the competing interpretations of American history, with one side believing the monuments revere figures who fought to maintain slavery, while the other side believes they honor great patriots. All right, that's shameful spewing. When white supremacist Dylan Roof killed 9 black Americans attending a prayer service in Virginia in 2015, it prompted a movement to have Confederate monuments removed from public spaces across the country. More than 100 publicly supported monuments and symbols have been removed since 2015. Whew. But not without controversy and counter protest. Yeah, because Esau is a proud devil. He will protest. He's gonna fight for his forefathers to stay up. You know, the monuments of his wicked ass forefathers to stay intact. You know. While monuments are being removed across the U.S., other groups are pushing for new ones to be erected. Last year, a Unite the Right rally called in protest at the planned removal of a statue of Robert E. Lee in Charlottesville, Virginia, turned violent when a protester drove a car through a crowd of counter-protesters, killing activist Heather Heyer. All right. Says number 4, media wars, polarization of opinion. All of this social discord is playing out, magnified on Americans' TV screens in a way that appears to be exacerbating the problem, exacerbating the problem. Eager to up their ratings, news networks invite the most polarizing of guests for daily screaming matches to be beamed into people's homes, far from the days of simply favoring one news channel over another. Now, if Americans don't like how something is reported, it's a spirit, it instantly becomes fake news or propaganda. And that's why a lot of people are turning to alternative media, you know, where they're getting the truth. All right, people are using the internet where Esau is getting exposed left and right, man. Mm-hmm. Nobody watching mainstream media. In his article, Reynolds wrote that news media which promote shrieking outrage in pursuit of ratings and page views are making the problem worse, and reminisce about a time when Americans could disagree with each other without hating each other. Yeah, reminisce on the good old Edomite days, man. That's long gone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. It says number 5, stratification of society. While all this is being played out on TV screens and social media, those at the fringes of society are feeling the effects of a sick systems, perhaps more than anyone. The socioeconomic stratification of American society appears more obvious than it has at any time in recent years. Inequality and rampant police violence against African Americans prompted the NFL kneeling protests, which turned into a nationwide controversy between Americans who are proud of their flag and national anthem and all they stand for, and those who believe true freedom and justice have not yet come to America. At a devastating opioid crisis, one of the highest child poverty rates in the world, and a strict adherence to policies which make the poor poorer and the rich richer, have all helped take anger in America from a simmer to a boil. Says Reynolds wrote that part of the problem now is that Americans don't feel social ties which transcend politics. It's all us versus them and nothing in between. You see? Yeah. And these Edomites are starting to feel it. Because a lot of these Edomites, the elder brother Quanah Wolf, man, he continuously sends out news clips pretty much of these people out here in the Bay Area living out of tents, RVs, and it's a lot of you Edomites. You're strung out on opioids.
Yeah, he sent out the news clip about if you're in the Bay Area, mainly like Peninsula or out towards like the San Francisco area, you making 125K a year, you're poor.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
so,
Esau.
and that's Esau that make that type of money, and you're still classified as being poor at that. When you make that would be looked at as a lot of money. Yet out here in
It's
the
not
Bay,
enough.
it's not enough to survive. If you out there in like San Francisco or the Peninsula area, San Mateo and stuff, that's not enough to survive. According to the statistics, if you make 125K a year, you're literally poor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's showing you how bad it's getting out here. Even Esau's catching hell. Now a lot of Edomites about to be moving from the Bay Area. Basically, they're getting up and leaving quick
Yep.
because the cost is so high out there to live. You gotta leave because you can't even unless you're gonna get like 10 or 15 people to come live in your same spot with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you're gonna stay out there. And a lot of people do that. When you if you go on Craigslist or different things to look for like housing, like trying to find somewhere to move. You're gonna see a lot of people renting out closets, renting out the living rooms, got dividers in the middle.
Whatever they can, whatever space they can offer.
Yeah, 5 or 7 people in the same house, 10 people. And you still paying, even with that amount of people in there, you still paying like $1,200 on rent and stuff when it's like 7 or 8 different bodies in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's just bad out here, man, and everybody's upset about it. You can't even make a living out here. Basically,
Can't survive.
you can't survive. It's literally set up to where you can't survive. If you're working a regular 9 to 5 job, you can't survive out here. That's how it's set up out here in the Bay Area.
Yep.
Most people that got a 9 to 5, you're not going to just be surviving off of that little 9 to 5 check. You need extra money outside of that if you really want to be surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not enough. That's not enough money. That's literally not.
Chump change. That's Hey, they said with a lot of the Uber and Lyft drivers, man, they're making peanuts.
Yeah.
That's peanuts, man.
When you add up all the on the mileage you're putting on your car, the wear and tear, gas, bridge tolls, you're really making nothing.
Yep.
So this place, everybody's to the point to where they're tired of it.
Yep.
They starting to realize, like the hamster running on the wheel. They're starting to realize they're on the wheel, just running and not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And they tired. They're like fuck. They're at the point where they're like fuck it. They just like they're tired of the same routine, going to the same bullshit, same little weak ass job.
Yeah, they tired of Babylon.
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
That's really what it is.
Babylon.
Yep.
People gonna get tired of like just sitting there thinking about it and talking about it. They're gonna start showing the way they feel through their actions, man. By civil unrest, man.
And that's the spirit because what movie is coming out next week?
Yep.
The Purge.
Yep.
The Purge. That new Purge is based on the 4th of July. Okay, it's based on what, a year after pretty much Trump's in office.
Yep.
See, Esau is already orchestrating this on the left hand side. These wicked elites, man. Okay, using their witchcraft to put it in the minds of you people. You used their media. Okay, to pretty much sway you people into doing pretty much going into total anarchy, man. All right, I'm gonna continue the article to pretty much finish it off. This is the last part. It says marriage counselors Reynolds explains say that a relationship is doomed to fail when the couple begin to view each other with contempt. And in America today, there seems to be nothing but feelings of contempt felt on both sides of the political spectrum. You see? Yeah, let me bring this out unless you had anything as well.
Yeah,
Okay, go for it. Let me call it.
This is Luke 11. And
Okay, that's the spirit.
17.
Let me pull it up. Slack here. All right.
But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against the house falleth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it is now. A kingdom divided against itself is going to be brought to desolation, and America is the epitome of a divided kingdom, man.
Yep.
They're not in agreement on anything. You got people that they don't. Everybody's not for the LGBT shit. Everybody not for all the different moves that Esau make in general with dealing with politics.
Yep.
Everybody's upset about the amount of money they get paid for the job they work. That people are just upset about everything here, man. They don't agree about nothing, man. They're not for anything that's really they're not for everything that America's about.
Yeah, and some these different states have different laws compared to other states.
Yep.
You got to remember a couple years ago they was going for a Texit.
Yep.
They was going for the Cal
Yeah,
Act,
exit.
and they're still going for that. They're trying to split California, I
Yeah,
believe,
the
into three states.
Yeah.
How divided does it get? You know, that lets you know that this kingdom is through, man. Esau is through.
Yeah. That's why he's getting ready to just roll on people now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He sees that, like the movie,
The
that's
chaos coming
out,
up.
the purge. He see that people were actually ready to purge because they're all that built up frustration. You off of all type of depressants. You on all type of drugs that's keeping you somewhat docile and functional.
You catching all sorts of hell.
Yep.
You know, you feeling it, man, and you losing hope in Babylon. You people that have hope in it, you're losing hope. All right, you're turning just like the elder brother Yahweh always goes into. You people were just going ultimately into rampage mode, just giving up on life.
Yeah, they starting to realize that it really ain't no hope in America. Being a regular
so-called upstanding citizen, tax paying and
9 to 5.
Yeah,
like we were saying, that
fuck
shit ain't cutting it. If you work in a regular 9 to 5, you get to the point to where you're gonna turn into a rampage. Because it's not that what he was doing.
Yeah,
working a regular job, being a so-called regular citizen at one point, but then
trusting in the government and the laws, and
you got fed up.
Yeah,
and then he got mad, and he realized that it's never going to change. So he just started purging, basically. Started going on a rampage.
And he came to the conclusion that America was full of shit.
Yeah.
You know, when you get down to the nitty gritty, yeah, it was full of lies, man. All right. You have more on that?
That's pretty much the main point.
Kind. Yeah, I got this right here. In the Apocrypha, man. Cause that's this day, man. The Civil War is in the scriptures. It's prophesied to come, man. These wicked elites, they know it. That's why they put it. That's why they put it in the movies. All right, cause they know the scriptures. All right, and really they call themselves so-called pushing for their new world order, bringing order out of this chaos that's being kindled, man. You know, yet they're gonna fail. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another.
Yeah, the sword and their destruction is drawing nigh, man.
Mm-hmm.
And when people stand up to fight against another, is basically you see that go finna happen like right around the corner.
Yep.
All right. It's basically a matter of time. Esau knows that, but that's why he allows certain things to go into the media to get a reaction out of you. Because he already know what's gonna cause you niggas to get in the uproar. He's just been holding it back all these years, and now he don't care about it getting released on the media now.
Yep.
Now he wants it to be out there because now's the time.
All these random shootings, some of them are staged, and some of them are real, just to put that spirit of rampage out there.
Yeah.
Random shootings, stabbings, all that, man. Just to stir up you people's spirits, man. You know. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Yeah, just like the movie Purge.
Mm-hmm.
It was one people standing up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. They had guns, literal swords, bats,
machete, everything,
different things, different weapons of death, man. And that's really what it is now. People are ready to do that. They're just the only reason they don't is because the cops basically they can get consequences for their actions. But you see on the Purge, what happens on the Purge movie, there's like now it's going to be no law enforcement, basically everybody for themselves. When it's that type of scenario, man, what you think people going to do out here, man? When they know that the cops not going to come save nobody, you're not going to get arrested if you go kill somebody. How many people you think are waiting for an opportunity like that, man? Pretty much everyone, man.
Yep.
Because they're bug outs already, but when there's no law enforcement or nobody stopping you from doing your actions, like the scriptures say, their power standing there.
Yeah, it's coming up.
What you think is gonna happen out here, man?
Sure.
It's gonna be like the movie Purge, man. People kicking down doors, shooting, raping, killing, cannibalism, all type of stuff, man.
Civil unrest.
It's literally civil unrest. That's why Esau gonna have to do that martial law, because it's gonna be war, literal war out here in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're gonna have to institute that warlike law.
That's right. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yep. Just like we gonna keep referencing the movie Purge, because that's the best example really of civil unrest. As far as you not the power of your actions that are standing in the power of your hands.
Yeah, more, and it's going. Hey, get used to it, because the Purge coming out next week. The Purge is gonna be brought up a lot more.
Yeah.
All right, because that's fresh.
And why do you think Esau made the movie, like made the next movie installment of the movie
Right on time.
right around the time where racial tension is at an all-time high? Even I know people that like older Jakes that's like already old, like that was back around when a bit more likely around the time of the LA riots and stuff. You got Jakes like that saying that racial tension racism is even worse than it was back then. Now in 2018.
Yep.
So how much worse is it going to be compared to the LA riots that happened way back then? How much worse is it going to be now when that same scenario happens, basically?
Yeah, and that article we just read was pretty much explaining that in so many words. The racial tension is at an all-time high. Americans' hatred towards each other is at an all-time high.
Everybody's fake with each other here.
Yeah.
Nobody likes each other. They just deal with each other because you can get arrested at the wrong mistake. You can get fired from your job being racist. So the only reason everybody's being cool because they know you can get judged according to Esau's laws now, real quick over anything.
Yeah, you still got to maneuver through the society. You still got to work. You still got to see motherfuckers. You still got to so-called live a normal life. All right. But like the brother is saying, when all hell breaks loose, you ain't gonna worry about a fucking boss or a person looking at you like, all right, he's not a racist or he's good. You just gonna do what you do. You gonna let your horn show, so to speak. You Edomites, man. You gonna let your true colors show. All right. So it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, basically all hell breaking loose.
Yeah.
And when it like the reference in the movie Purge, like not everybody, even when that situation was going on, everybody wasn't ready for war. You had people that was still scared because people they wasn't ready for the war.
They didn't expect it.
They didn't expect it.
They wasn't looking.
Be safe, just in their house, locking the doors, trying to hide. Their door get busted down by a random bug out with a gun on them and everything. You're not ready for the war, man. So those people, you're just gonna get killed, really, because like the only way you're gonna survive, man, really, is if you go to the Lord's side, man.
Yep.
And nobody out here is on the Lord's side. All right, except for the elect and the 1/3, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, you out there, man.
You're gonna get caught up in His judgment, and that's what we're telling you. This is all prophecy. All right, and as we've been reading, it's this is the worst it has ever been, and it's only gonna get worse until these words fully be made manifest, man. All right.
Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Because we in that season, it's just a matter of time. Because the tension's so thick in the air. Anytime you go into somewhere where it's Edomites at, you can feel that tension because they already know that it's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So that's pretty much it, man. Salakias right here. Hey, get ready for this so-called new American Civil War, okay? Edomites versus Edomites, okay? Jacob versus Esau.
It's gonna be a battle royale.
Yeah.
Everybody for themselves, damn near.
The real shit. These other heathen nations versus Esau. It's gonna be it's gonna be a civil war.
Mm-hmm.
And really, like the article said, some people think it's already begun. Yeah, we are in the beginning stages of that. Okay. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Hopefully we're edifying to you brothers, man. Once again, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakal Kodash, Brakathum. to the elect. All right. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.